she is blue-skinned and is wearing an Indian Jewish dark turquoise sari, somehow I'm hoping that she portrays a symbol of universality that I could take from the specifics of who I am. Hava is blue because from very long time ago I experienced these questions about identity and immigration and about the socio-political situation of who and what and where I came from. And so people would ask me very often, where are you from? And I'd say I'm a Jew from India, instead of just saying I'm from India. And then I would have to explain that yes, there are Jews in India. There have been Jews in India for 2,000 years, in Iran and Iraq and all the way to Israel and the Middle East. And so I slowly created these characters which were blue-skinned. They are supposed to be the color of the sky and the ocean. And this makes these characters belong everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And even though I'm inspired by different mythologies of the world, whether they're Jewish or Hindu or Buddhist or Islamic, all these mythologies kind of culminate in my blueness, so to speak, because the characters that I create are boundaryless and they belong everywhere and nowhere. And therefore, Hava was born in the same way. She is a timeless, borderless, beautiful song. It was really delightful to be able to create a character that actually supposedly came from Ukraine but was blue-skinned and had a Indian Jewish sari on. Was an amazing experience for me to be able to push those boundaries. So she got her blue skin that way. Hava comes in her own joyful bubble of coming from a place and going to another place, and all she does all her life is spread joy, and so to everybody that she touches. And so I had to somehow convey that. So in the colors, the rich colors, not bright, not there's a difference between bright and gaudy, but the richness of her had to come out through the colors also. Laura is kind of Hava's sister. She's her partner in song. She's the dance version, and Hava is the song, and so they complement each other. And so I think Hora for me was more like a little bit like more colorful because she's a dancer. Reason why I think Hava for me is important as a multicultural book is because I think in this day and age, what we're going through in the world, and how people have lower tolerance for anything that is different from them, anything that is, when something is different from them, how it is not supposed to be weird, but it is supposed to be delightful, and the person should want to find out more about it. Instead of saying, just because this person doesn't look, behave, eat, sleep, drink like me, therefore it is strange. There's a scene of the bat mitzvah, and I got a chance to make it into an Indian Jewish bat mitzvah, that there were brown-skinned people in there, and there were people of different skin color in there, and it wasn't just a party of just one race or one kind of people. And so this kind of really exemplifies and talks about, hopefully, the fact that, this is a Jewish song. It's been used universally by a diverse group of people. But even within the Jewish community, we are not a race, we are a religion, and that race doesn't matter, and what is important is your beliefs, and what is important is your traditions that you come from, and how do you learn to celebrate that. So when you go from your own culture thinking that this is what Jewish faces look like, and then when you go to another culture and that other culture tells you that your face is not Jewish or is not Jewish enough, then that becomes I mean, difficult to understand and to make other people understand that if you came to my culture, you know, you would be different in my culture, in my Jewish culture. So I think this book is kind of about hopefully making children understand, and parents who read this book understand and explain to their children that what does a Jewish face look like? What does an American face look like? What does, is there a typical Indian face or a typical European face? Make a character for children to be inspired by, so that she would portray to them that she belonged not just in one place, but came from many places, and that you couldn't pinpoint where she came from, and that was okay. That was what the future of the world, I feel like, should be, where you look at a face and you can't tell where they are from, or it doesn't matter to people to ask you where you're from, because all that is matters is the fact that you are human, and that you love that person not for where or who they are, but the fact that they are just like you. How did Freda's wonderful words influence my illustration was the very first time I read the words. Somehow the first impression I got when I read her words was that they were sort of like not static in one line, but they were wavy and dancing too. The words, already when I read it, they were sort of dancing for me, and so again the challenge was as to how to take the words and be able to match that those dancing words and make pictures that were dancing too.